Sound check. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, everyone. My apologies. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so let me start over. I'm Danielle of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and welcome in. If you are new here, go ahead and hop in the chat. Feel free to click that live chat button. Make any request for healing that you may have. I'll be more than happy to integrate that request into the crystal grid, and we will build that crystal grid together using the concept of communal chi. The more people come together with the same or similar intent, the greater the energy potential is magnified. So that'll be the first part of our time together. With the second part of our time together, I'll briefly explain what Reiki is, a little of how it works, and then I will turn up the music, turn down the lights, and send Reiki to you whenever and wherever you happen to be. If you are watching this on the replay, know that you're guaranteed just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you do want to join me live, go ahead and click that description button. All of the days and times that I'm here, same days and times every week, you can go ahead and set your calendar to it, or you can select subscribe with notification bells on. I do occasionally pop on with additional streams just based around astrology and world events. So that's the way to find out more if you would like to have every opportunity to heal with us here. We have a really warm group in our chat, so feel free to just be yourself. You don't have to know which crystal does what. You don't have to know what Reiki is. All you need to be here, open heart and mind, for fun. Come hang out with us. It's really good to see you all here in the chat. So excited to work with all of you today. I hope you had a beautiful weekend. If you would like to learn more about my online Reiki classes, social media, Discord, or crystal shop, all of that is in the description as well. So let's dive right in. Let's see what we got. Yeah, let's see. Okay, good. We've got some good requests. Thank you very much for letting me know about sound issues. Here, let me just level that out a bit. Thank you. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so let's see what we have. We've got some beautiful requests. Grace, Vincent, Korakar, welcome back. Kanika, welcome. Avastek, welcome. And it looks like one of our friends may be joining us on the replay. So hope you're doing well in PKOT. Let's see what we got. We definitely want to rally around Greg, absolutely. And awesome. Heart healing and getting smarter. I love it. Okay, let's flip over to the shared grid. We'll start building all of our crystal intentions. Tomorrow is a full moon. It's going to be an incredibly powerful full moon. It's going to be the last super moon of the year. So if you have anything that you're looking to let go of or invite in, this is a really opportune time to make those intentions known. So this will be our blank slate. We'll bring in some copper to help get the energy moving, break up any blockages, and ground our grid. There we go. Well, Samantha, good to see you too. Gotcha. Okay. All right, let's dive on in. So for supporting Greg, we've been bringing in some Herkimer. Excellent for manifesting, and I mean, this is one of the better stones to work with around lunar cycles or manifesting in general. Herkimer helps us to, when we're calling in things from the universe, if you want to use the term manifest, absolutely. This helps us to get what we're asking for in a way that's in best alignment with our highest good. Not simply, I want this, I demand that, but more like, I would like some help getting in best alignment with my spiritual highest good, with my best purpose. So it's a lot more, a little bit more spiritual in that way. It also helps to balance discordant energies, which can absolutely be more at like a peak around different types of lunar cycles. Relaxation, being present in the moment, as well as helping to balance metabolism. And I know a lot of you have had ongoing requests around that. So let's bring in this herkimer. Herkimer is one of many types of double terminated quartz. They naturally form this way with 2 points. And in and around Herkimer, New York, there are places you can pretty much just reach in the ground and find them. There we go. And all the best for Greg on finding the best literary agent. I love that we're all rallying around him. Heart healing, getting smarter. I know you've been studying quite a bit, Greg. Okay, good. Dumortierite, I've gotcha. Clear quartz, gotcha. We'll also do some Labradorite. Labradorite helps us with things like studying. If we're learning more information, like Grace has been, this allows us to research and study with the most optimal results. We're able to better take in that information, connect it with things that we already understand, and make best use of it. So it really is an excellent stone for anything selected, anything research-based. Also wonderful for intuition, balancing intuition with logic. Dumortierite is fantastic for life's purpose and calming, relaxing. I find it deeply helpful for understanding our spiritual motivation and drive moving forward, to articulate that and even understand it within ourselves. Absolutely love it. So let's go ahead and bring this in. I always build my grid somewhat I really build my grids just intuitively. I kind of see where the crystals feel like they want to go. And for those of you who are new here, you don't have to request a specific crystal. You can just ask for what you need help with. And for heart healing, definitely. Rhodonite for sure. I knew today as I was setting up that rhodonite was going to make an appearance. Not only is it excellent for things like allergies, which are much more prevalent this year. There's been so many drought places that tends to make that a little bit worse. It's also a stone of unrequited love and heartache and heartbreak. Opening our heart up to love again after we have experienced the loss, a trauma, or a setback. So rhodonite, trusty rhodonite here. Sometimes it's more pink like this, sometimes it's more black. So that feels really good next to the dumortierite. So thank you for that, Grace. And clear quartz you would love. Healing yourself, family's depression, anxiety, stress of work and finances. Archangel crystals for you and your family. Jobs, hoping for peace and harmony. Job and home situation. Absolutely. Let's use some Angelite. Let's use some Angelite for that. We'll also use some clear quartz. Clear quartz helps to empower any energy that's near it. It can also be a stand-in for any crystal that you either don't have or you might not want to acquire, depending on geopolitical factors or mining factors. This can be a stand-in. You can also ask it to hold your intention. So in a way that's often referred to as programming a crystal, ask me to hold your intentions and help the energy of those intentions remain in a space. So this is clear quartz. I'm going to go ahead and actually empower these stones here. And while Herkimer diamond is actually a form of clear quartz, I feel like we have a different intention with that one. Angelite is, just as the name would suggest, helps us connect with the energy of the angels. I love working with angelic energy myself. I also work with integrated energy therapy. It's another type of energy healing, similar to Reiki in that it is an energy healing, different in that it's not an earth-based energy. We're actually receiving the energy of the angels and bringing it to someone for their greater good. It can be practiced alongside of Reiki or separately, but I find that working with integrated energy therapy as well as Reiki helps to have an even more robust palette of opportunities for healing. Angelite helps us to connect with our angels, whether they're archangels, guardian angels, whatever might be the case. If you want to connect with them intuitively or you simply want to call on their support, either way, this helps make that connection to them much more tangible and easy to work with. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring, this is a raw and tumbled next to each other. You can see how different it can look. Go ahead and we'll use two. And where shall we place them? Let's place them here. Okay. Awesome. There we go. Wonderful. And let's see what else do we have here. Vincent, I hope that helps, Samantha. We'll do Korakar, Sunstone, Fire Quartz, Rainbow Moonstone, Rainbow Obsidian. Unfortunately, I don't have Rainbow Obsidian. I was just looking at Rainbow Obsidian yesterday. So, that's funny that, of course, we're all thinking about the same thing at the same time. I think I may have ordered. But let's get some Fire Quartz, Rainbow Moonstone, Sunstone, and if there's anything you want in place of the Rainbow Obsidian specifically, let me know, but I do see your other requests down here. Transformation in health, wealth, balance, self-expression, absolutely. Also assistance in sending Reiki more effectively. Okay, cool, we can definitely do that. Okay, so let's start with the Sunstone, Fire Quartz, Rainbow Moonstone. So Fire Quartz, it is another type of clear quartz, although it's clear quartz when it forms in the earth crust near a source of iron, giving it this sort of reddish inclusion or reddish hue. It's thought to add a more grounding energy, but also a more vigorous energy. So if you want to empower and kind of, for lack of a better way of explaining it, almost like light a fire under yourself to get something going, this is a wonderful stone to work with. I love Fire Quartz. I feel like it helps to ground the energy of what you're looking to do into your lower chakra, so you feel more safe, secure, and empowered in enacting those steps to make things come true and to get things done. So we have that there. Sunstone helps us to greatly expand our vision of our own potential. If you're looking to step into a new version of yourself, if you're looking to expand into new avenues or move forward in your life, this is one that can help you avoid those sort of self-limiting beliefs that you may have about yourself. I can't do that, or not even seeing something as a possibility because we just don't think that much of ourselves. This helps us get out of our own way in that regard. It helps remind you that you did not come here to play small and to think big. So this is a very empowering stone. I love the energy next to the Fire Quartz. I'm going to go ahead and put them close together right here on this copper, get some movement energy going. And then inside this basically with a crystal cluster like this, where you have a lot of quartz points that are growing out in different directions, it's thought to push the energy out in many directions, like not just be specific to one place, but say, here's my intention, let's go. And so I love sometimes putting stones within that. I would love to put our rainbow moonstone here. So there's several different kinds of moonstone, of which our good friend here is one. This is Labradorite. This is sort of a white form of Labradorite. Any type of moonstone is incredibly empowering during the cycles of the moon, whether it's a new moon or a full moon. Anytime you're consciously working with those cycles, it can be very helpful. Rainbow moonstone empowers intuition, receptivity. It can help open up intuitive channels. So if you're doing anything from tarot reading to mediumship, this can be a stone that helps support that connection and open up to that kind of wisdom. It's definitely a stone that's aligned with the High Priestess tarot card, the wisdom of the universe, and a connection to the divine, connection to ancient wisdom, and an openness to new knowledge. It's a really balancing intuitive stone, but a very powerful one too. Let's see. This is another example of rainbow moonstone. You may find it like this has here with black inclusions or with fewer black inclusions. It can look a lot of different ways. I'm going to go ahead and place this right here in the middle in our cluster to help push that energy out. I love those all together. So let's go ahead and see what else we have. Intentions for decluttering, transformation, completing tasks, intuition, and heart health. Definitely got your intuition covered. Transformation, completing tasks. Completing tasks, we have our favorite, and I know we've worked with this before with you, with me. I'm working on the decluttering too. I'm trying to change things up around the old apartment. When you work from home, the more attention you can give to that, the better it just gets the energy with them. To follow through with tasks, my favorite is Citrine. It helps us to complete goals and get that follow through. And it does so by reminding us how far we've already come, so that we don't just see the end of the marathon as being so far away. It allows us to take into consideration the steps we've already taken. And so it helps to support us every step of the way, to, rather than thinking that there's never going to be an end, to think, okay, I'm farther ahead than I was, which becomes its own encouragement. So definitely having this. Let's go ahead and put that behind our hurricane. Chrysoprase, beautiful green. So encouraging. Definitely helpful of remembering the entire goal and why you want to get to the end and the beginning. Can help with a little bit of decluttering and transformation. Let's see. We've worked with a lot of things for the decluttering. Let's change it up a bit. I feel like, I know we have a lot of clear quartz on the table, but I want to add a little bit more. I want to bring in some tourmalinated quartz for the decluttering intention. And why is that? Well, I find that tourmalinated quartz, rutilated quartz, has golden and silver rutils going through it. Tourmalinated quartz has streaks of black tourmaline. I feel like this helps bring in black tourmaline, which works to repel negative energy and push away energy that no longer serves. By bringing this through clear quartz, I feel like it helps us bring that sort of clearing, purgative energy through something as empowering and powerful as clear quartz. I'm going to bring that in to help us with our intention for decluttering. Help us kind of see through what the pile might be, even if it's not really a pile, but helping us to look through the many things to see the things that no longer serve. let's go ahead and those things here. All the best to you on your decluttering and purging. May the neighbors reap every benefit of the things you let go of. I know they are at our building. And I'm so glad you're here. Heart health too, I'm going to integrate that with something else too. I have a package here for a car. Heart, it's great to see you. Great. So black obsidian, a type of black obsidian is Apache here. And this is to help with intense grief, and it's excellent for transformation. So this is also going to help with intentions. Anytime that we're moving through grief, difficult transitions and transformations, anything that has to do that with trauma, anything that is deeply traumatic, specifically, anything that's like physical assault, physical shock, anything like that, as well as being really protective against those things and helping you to move with this potentially difficult transformation within yourself. Obsidian is volcanic glass. It's what happens when you have magma that is melted sand and it cools very quick. And it's been used in medicine and still is for the making of some scalpels. Until the early 1980s, we could not make steel scalpels that were as precise and as sharp as ones that we could make out of black obsidian. So it was actually used in the treatment of eye problems, the treatment of like eye surgery. And it's still used today for many of those things. It's just it can be a really precise glass. For that reason, it's one of the stones that I'm careful when I work with obsidians that are rough or raw. They can have very sharp edges. If I'm getting them shipped to me, rough before I put them in the shop, I actually unpack them with Kevlar gloves so that I don't really hurt myself. And then I kind of, if needed, I might go over edges with a file in case they've broken or chipped on the way in. So tumbled might be the way to go for these. But yeah, it's an incredible stone. Absolutely love it. Very transformative and deeply supportive if you're moving through difficult times. Grounding the physical self, living in the present moment, and accepting family relationships. Absolutely. Oh, and also black obsidian, excellent for pets, especially nervous pets. So Samantha, that's absolutely there. Grounding the physical self and being in the present moment. I feel like that is red jasper. I'm going to use my smaller pieces. I have so much red jasper around. Absolutely love it. Red jasper is an excellent stone of grounding. It helps us to, black obsidian can be too. Red jasper is an excellent go-to. I used to keep tons of it around when I was still treating people in person more frequently before COVID, because after a session we can be a little extra spacey. This can help us be reminded of our physical safety and security, connection to the earth, and our own sense of physical vitality. So we'll bring some of this in. Let's actually move this here and here. And we will bring some of this here. I'm glad to see you, Heart. Hope you're well. Hope your family is well. Okay. Our crystals for the full moon in Aquarius tomorrow, is that good for full moon, supermoon energy? Uh, I would use a lot of the same crystals we often use for full moons, things like rainbow moonstone, moonstone in general, labradorite. For the Aquarius full moon, I love things like aquamarine, anything that can help us to feel a little more creative as well. Aquarius can be a little bit more of a movement-based stone, a water energy stone. So anything with creativity and anything to do with expression, thinking new ways of doing things, that kind of energy. So if any of those intentions are there for you, any stones that support that can be especially potent tomorrow. But any intentions that you have, whether it's like tomorrow's a great day, I usually use full moon energy to clear rather than call in. Full moon energy can be chaotic. So I use that for the clearing, kind of like the moon is full, the tide is high, let's cast things out. The moon is dark, things are slower, I have much more precise energy. The tide is lowest. Now is the time where I ask for it to come in, and as the tide gets bigger, as the moon gets bigger, so does my calling in get larger. And I hope that helps. That's just pretty much how I work with it. But you can work with the moon cycles in any way that feels right to you. You're feeling happiness today? Great. Thanks and welcome, Sandy. Hope you're having a good time. Any other stuff I overlooked? Consistent sending Reiki more effectively. And yes, great. It's rhodonite because it's so gentle for healing. It is. Some folks are like, really? Like I use it for my crematory jewelry that I wear. And it's got ashes in it, and I find it is really gentle and encouraging, and it really does help us to open our heart after loss. It is a really supportive stone. It's one that I like to work with over a long period of time. So let's see, transformation in health, wealth, balance, self-expression, distance and sending Reiki effectively. Oh yeah. Smoky quartz really does help with sending Reiki more effectively. Smoky quartz, rutilated quartz, copper, those are the big ones. But smoky quartz is also great for transmutation and transformation, which we also had a request for. And it's also really useful for protection. There we go. Energy blockages, anything like that. Classically, historically, this is the one of many things that would be used with the intention of preventing theft. So if you want to protect an area or an item, you want to protect your car from theft, an intentionally placed piece of smoky quartz might help with that. If you're worried about break-ins in your home, your business, anything like that, something that you want to keep safe and secure, intentionally putting smoky quartz can be helpful. Also, for the same purpose, rosemary. Rosemary was used that way back into at least the Middle Ages, if not before, for that purpose. So, smoky quartz. And it's really pretty. Wealth, definitely. Another great stone for full moon and any kind of manifestation is, of course, citrine. So let's bring in a little bit of citrine. If I can find our citrine, I was doing a deep energy clear of our stone. Citrine, and also red tiger eye. Red tiger eye is excellent for cardiac health as well as protection, like deep protection, especially like chaotic energy, which, I mean, as if the last 2.5 years haven't been chaotic enough. Of course, you could look at any news cycle that has existed in the last few days. This will continue at least through the middle of the month. Chaos, for sure. But chaos isn't always a bad thing. It's just things are getting shaken up. It'll land as it lands, right? This is a stone that can be highly, highly protective, including against intentional negative actions, intentional negative magical work, energy work, psychic work, any of that kind of stuff. So red tigerite is great for that, but it's also a stone of cardiac health, the heart center, blood vessels, the blood in general, circulation, oxygenation of all of the body from the muscles to the organs. So let's go ahead and bring this in for that. It's also a stone that can be absolutely incredible for unlocking the call for financial support and resources like money very quickly. Like if you need emergency, I need some financial support, red tigerite. So it covers a lot of ground as a stone. And I feel like it covers a lot of what we've needed help with. There we go. Here we go. Scarab there. Red tigerite, and we'll bring in some citrine. Citrine helps us if you're looking to connect with intuitive energy and you want to blend that with your intellect, with logic, and use the best of both worlds, which is kind of optimal. Citrine is great for that, in addition to calling on wealth, and especially sources of wealth, not just immediate cash, money, fluid resources, but if you're looking for a more well-paying job, if you're looking for work that can be a little bit more financially stable or viable or have more compensation to it, this is definitely a merchant stone. This is something that if you want to do any like magical work tonight, something that you can do any day, really. Taking anything that means calling in money to you, whatever that looks like a citrine, and putting it in the back left corner of the room from the door as you enter will help call upon the energy of finances. The back left corner of the room or your home or your business from walking in the doorway is thought to be the money corner in feng shui principles. You can use something like this there. Anything that promotes prosperity, jade is another good one for that. Or red tiger, or anything that means financial wellness and fitness to you. Any symbol of that. It can be a manifestation, a wish, a picture of a particular angel or guide, or an ancestor that you work with around that. But you can also just simply place it somewhere prominent. Also, we don't often talk about it here, but citrine, most of the citrine you will find on the market now is sort of this baked amethyst. Amethyst and citrine form very similarly in the earth's crust. Amethyst is that sort of purple that we're used to seeing. And this can form close to it, but citrine, the difference is it's basically amethyst that was for a long period of time exposed to more pressure and more heat. And so it turned into citrine. And because citrine is much more rare than amethyst, we'll often see people baking amethyst and selling it as citrine. This sort of brownish orange is what you really want to look for. Additionally, this and amethyst and other stones, but especially citrine, if you put this in sunlight, it will fade pretty quickly. So this is not a stone to put on the windowsill in the full sunlight. I would suggest if you want to put it on a windowsill as part of like a spiritual tableau or something like that, to maybe put it inside of something that will protect it from the sun. So yeah, so I think we are, I'm just going to check the other messages. The audio sounds like I'm in a tunnel. Thanks for letting me know.
Let me know if the audio sounds any better now. Completely, I'll go by your guidance, but thank you for letting me know. Let's see. Okay. Good question, Samantha. Is there any way to cleanse crystals in the supermoon? Like, is it better for the moon water, or how do you do that to cleanse yourself? best for cleansing, if you're going to do it on the full moon, I would use selenite. You can also just use your intention. Just take a few deep breaths, and then with your intention, make your intention that your breath is filled with white light and you're breathing white light onto whatever it is that you wish to clear. Also, sea salt or Epsom salt can work beautiful. Oh, this is much better. Oh, thank you so much for letting me know. Okay. Thank you so much for working with me, guys. It's still new to all this audio stuff. Thank goodness for people that do this better than me that have YouTube channels, because that is how I learned how to do all of this. This is not in my nature. Hey, Jen, welcome in. Muscle and joint aches, stress in our bodies, absolutely. But yes, I would say sea salt and Epsom salt are great for a full moon, as well as selenite for doing clearing. And something for muscle and joint aches, holding stress in your bodies. The first thing that popped to mind when you mentioned that is another angelic stone, because there's a bunch of stones that can help with that, but celestite. And I know we work with celestite here a lot, but celestite, speaking of how citrine and amethyst are so similar, if you have celestite, which here's a bigger piece of this works. Angelite. Before it was Angelite, it was celestite. Over time, with pressure, heat, we ended up, this transforms into Angelite. Yeah, but they have very different intentions and meanings, but celestite is very angelic, as is Angelite. Celestite can help us connect with the higher energy centers, which helps us to disconnect a little bit from our body and the sensation and experience of physical pain. And it can also help lift stress-based pain out of the body. I use it for that a lot. So let's go ahead and use quite a bit of it, because I feel like the angelic energy is strong in this grid. Better sleep and more energy. I would say for better sleep, Labradorite. I slept like poo yesterday also. My goodness. And I mean, I had to take a nap today, and I am not a napper. I am not a napper. So you are not alone in that, my friend. I think it's just the energy of right now. I can do a video on that. I'll see what I can put together for how to make moon water. Yeah, it's a bit of a lengthy process for me to explain here, but yeah, you can just put water in the moonlight and set an intention, and that'll do it. But if you want to get into like the ways that I do it, I can kind of teach you the ways, but I don't usually work with moon water too much. And if I do, I often make it on the new moon for like clearing water. Himalayan salt is perfect. Yeah, just know that, like, I know they call it Himalayan salt, but it's actually from Pakistan. I don't know why it's called Himalayan salt. I have a bunch of it. I have the lamps here because it lends out such a beautiful light, and it helps to, energetically, it kind of moves things. I love the way it feels. But yeah, Epsom salt, table salt, Himalayan salt, gray salt, black, any kind of salt that works with you, even though Epsom salt is not salt, it's magnesium. So, I work with Epsom salt a lot of times, and then when I'm done with it or it's transmuted that energy, I mix it with water and I use it as a fertilizer, because there's a way you can do that too. But we better get into the healing, otherwise we won't have any time. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple of stones that I think might be good additions to the grid. We'll vote on them, and we'll get into the sending. And sound good. Yeah. Better sleep and more energy. I will take that into account when I think of the crystals to add. So bear with me one moment. Okay, so here are my suggestions. As always, vote a little bit in the chat. If you are heading into the chat and you haven't already, if you could like the stream, that really helps the whole algorithm situation. Thank you so much. Honestly, being here helps more than anything, so thank you for that. But your choices are as follows. One is Dalmatian Jasper, very much in alignment with the tourmalinated quartz. Dalmatian Jasper has black tourmaline running through it, much like how we see these lines, these streaks of black tourmaline going through here. This isn't so much a spotted stone as it has the same kind of streaks, these inclusions of black tourmaline running through it. This stone is excellent for helping clear our energy field, and with the energy being as chaotic as it can be during like a supermoon, this can help us to keep our energy fields nice and clear. Letting go of what we no longer serve can be really helpful there. The other is Bumblebee Jasper, which is great for energizing, giving pep to our step, making us feel connected with the sense of feeling like we want to embrace our soul's purpose. If you're somebody who works with IET, this would very much be in alignment with embracing soul's purpose that you might learn about in the advanced level. It helps to work with the energy of pretty much exactly that, feeling motivated and energized to go forward and do the things that are in alignment with your highest good. It gives you a sense of joy, and it definitely kind of enlivens your energy a bit. So Bumblebee Jasper, this stone is this bright yellow that you see in it. This is arsenic, so be careful when you work with this stone. Not one to have in the house if you have small children or animals that are prone to putting things in their mouths. So just know that. Definitely not for direct infusions. Know that. But yeah, so go ahead and vote which you feel would make the best complement to the grid. I will quickly explain what Reiki is to those who are new, and then we'll head into the healing. Okay. So as I mentioned at the top, I'm Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I've been teaching for just about 14 years. Usui Reiki is my chosen field. I absolutely adore it, and I'm so grateful that you're here today to have an opportunity to share in it with me. It's just wonderfully uplifting and supportive healing that can help you on all levels. You don't have to have a special intention, but you certainly can. The concept of Reiki, specifically Usui's method of working with it, is based on the concept of Shintoism, which is an indigenous spirituality of Japan. Shintoism, at least as it's relevant here in a small nutshell, is the concept of spirituality, that spirit or soul energy is in everything, everyone and everything around us, and that all of these things are interconnected and overlap. One of the energies that runs through all of these things is this so-called Reiki, or spiritually guided life force or soul energy. This particular energy has no direct intention of its own as far as what it wants to do other than support the greatest healing good for you. And it can support you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, karmically, in any way that is in your best, highest good in that moment. I feel that it empowers the inner knowingness that we have, that part of us that is already working with this Reiki energy, because it's already flowing through you. It's not an energy that you're unfamiliar with, maybe as working with it intentionally, but it's very much already there. Much like how we're mostly made of water, but we don't really think of it that way. We're made of energy. We might not think of it that way. This is one of those energies that is flowing through everyone and everything, and by inviting in more of it, and essentially the practice of Reiki is just that. I connect to this energy source and I direct more of it to you. Your body, mind, and spirit, already knowing how to work with this energy, essentially put it to its best use to meet your needs right here and right now. You may experience physical sensations, you may have emotions bubble up, You may sort of sort things out mentally and let go of some old limiting beliefs or invite in some new potential ideas. You may also get an opportunity to connect spiritually, getting insight, intuition, and guidance. However this shows up for you, often a combination of all of the above, you don't have to actually do anything. The best thing you can do is just get in a position that best supports your physical comfort and support that. So laying down, sitting up, covering your eyes, whatever works for you. You may fall asleep. Awesome. You may notice that things pop to mind. You don't have to keep your mind silent or quiet, and you don't have to focus on anything. If you do want to set any intention during your session, bring it up to your mind and let it go. You can just sort of notice if any ideas come to mind. Maybe it's intuition, maybe it's your subconscious, and maybe it's just an opportunity to think some things through that you haven't really been able to untangle yet. If you're not sure if it's that or mental chatter, just take a deep breath in and out. If it comes back, go ahead and just see what it has to share. At the end of our time together, I will open the chat back up and I will ask you if you have any questions. I'll invite you to take a deep breath. You can share any experience that you may have had, and I'll be here to help you sort through that. If you have any questions and they come to you later, or if you're watching this on the replay, hello from the past, go ahead and put your questions in the chat or reach out to me through social media. Either way, I'll be more than happy to help you. During the session, I will bring a bigger vision of the crystal grid we created together up on your screen, and I'll turn the music up and I will turn the lights down. The lights will move slowly and gently through several different colors, but at no point will there be flashing or strobing, so you're good there. Thank you again so much for being here. If you'd like to learn more about me or my practice, visit learnreikiphiladelphia.com. That has all the info on my online Reiki classes, online sessions, tarot readings, and all that good stuff. Again, thank you for being here, and let's dive back into the healing. So let's see, what did we select, everyone? Bumblebee and Dalmatian, both. Yeah, it's always both. It's always both. So let's go ahead and I'll take these beautiful, these are the pouches I keep all of the crystals in, so I can pull them for you. So again, Bumblebee Jasper. Let's see, I'll try to fit everybody in here. There, we can see everybody, and I'll grab actually, let's go ahead and put these right on the grid so we can get that beautiful view of them. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to share this healing with all of you. Get comfy. I'll be sending Reiki to you for 25 minutes. So we'll be going, if you're here live, we'll be going until about 20 after or so. So just know that. And I will see you on the other side. Thank you so much for being here, and enjoy. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly bring yourself back to the room. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions or anything to share, please feel free to go ahead and use the chat. If you're watching this in the future, go ahead and use the comments or reach out to me on social media. Today is Wednesday, so I'm here my usual tomorrow, Thursday, 8 a.m., Friday, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., and Sunday at 8 p.m. Also, today's date is the 10th of August, 2022, and I do have room in this weekend's Reiki 1 class. So if you've been looking to begin your Reiki journey, you can find more on my website, learnreikiphiladelphia.com. You're so welcome, Grace. And yeah, tomorrow is the full moon. It's a big moon, and there's going to be a lot of really powerful energy that might be really challenging. So be as patient with yourself as you can. Take care of yourself. I hope everything gets better too, Samantha. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Vincent, you're so welcome. Thank you for being here. Sandy, I'm so glad. Thank you for being here. Come back anytime you like. We're a friendly crew. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I feel much better too. I hope you all do as well. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm really grateful for all of you. Thank you. Fantastic. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here with an abundance of gratitude for all of you. I hope you have a beautiful full moon tomorrow. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, whenever and wherever you happen to be enjoying this. I'm going to go get ready to teach my Reiki 2 class in just a few moments. And if you think of any questions or anything, feel free to go ahead and leave a note for me. You're so welcome, heart. You're so welcome, heart. I'm glad to see you here. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to take care of yourself today and especially tomorrow. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.